romance issues. Please welcome marriage and family therapist and the host of the Love and Sex Show with Dr. Jen on Sirius XM Radio, Dr. Jen Berman. Hi, Dr. Berman.
Hi,
how are you? Nice to meet you and welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, you know, I'm glad that you're on because I feel like I'm really now beginning to get in touch with the fact that the relationship that I had as a child with my father was very significant in how I've picked all my intimate relationships with men ever since that.
Of course.
It was a great relationship and I felt that he loved me, but sometimes he would get moody.
Sure.
And so I've been trying to master that relationship my entire life with every man that I've ever been with. Why do I keep perpetuating that?
Well, see, the way it works is that our unconscious doesn't know the difference between past, present, and future. And when you were that little girl, well, yeah, but when you were a little girl, your kids are egocentric. They're supposed to be egocentric, so they think everything is about them. So if your father was moody, as a little girl, you probably thought, oh, I'm doing something wrong. If only I was more lovable, if I was more this or more that. And it
probably had nothing
internalize
to do with me.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with you. We internalize that, and then because our unconscious doesn't know the difference between past, present, and future, it's always trying to resolve old wounds in the present.
Interesting.
So you are then very likely to pick the moody guy and then try to make him not moody, because that would prove to your unconscious, I am lovable.
Yes.
So when we
I keep repeating the same relationship to try and master it, right?
Exactly. It's called repetition compulsion.
Now, what is this concept of no strings sex? What is that about?
Well, no strings sex is sex without commitment, without relationship, and if you can have no strings sex and you're clear, and you're clear, look, this is just sex, and then I'm done with it, well then cool, more power to you, to adults, to consenting people, hey, that's cool. But the problem for women with no strings attached sex is that we tend to become attached. That when we have sex, especially if we have enough sex and it's good enough sex, our brains release oxytocin, which makes us bond. It's the same stuff that is released when a woman breastfeeds that makes her bond with her baby.
So there's a real biological reason why, you know, in the morning you're like, oh, I feel so happy and in love.
Exactly.
And he's like already out the door.
Exactly.
Now, what is your thoughts on this whole pheromone thing? Because we started it at the beginning, and then Charlie Shaughnessy came and took us off in a different direction, which I'm thrilled about because I love him. But we're going to end up going back to it, and I'm curious as an expert, what do you think? Is there any validity to that?
There have been a lot of studies that say that pheromones really help us to be drawn to certain people, and even that taking birth control pills or hormones can throw off our ability to smell out the right person. But ultimately, it's really about the relationship.
Fortunately, that's not my problem since I've had a hysterectomy. Go ahead.
Well, but that can throw off your picker. Yeah, that can throw off the pheromones.
Off my pick too?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm on an estrogen patch. Wait, there's hope.
And then maybe we'll balance it out. But in the end, it's really about the relationship and about being conscious and making sure that you don't recreate old patterns that haven't worked for you in the past.
Well, I have to say, I really appreciate you coming onto the show because you're really smart, and I love this idea of separating out my conscious state and then my unconscious state who has no sense of time. I've never heard any doctor say that to me before, and it really does help spatially to realize that I have to constantly on a conscious level keep telling my unconscious that that's in the past. And stop trying to, you know,
heal that old wound.
And just live in the present and be conscious.
Exactly.
Well, thank you. You're wonderful, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. When we come back, we're going to solve that pheromone question, and I'm going to find out whose T-shirt I picked. So we'll be right back.